I was talking about DOGE and Elon and Vivek, right? And what are they going to do? Where are they going to cut? They have, first of all, the debt is never going to get paid back. I have decided on that. But what I'm hoping for with DOGE is that they at least slow down this $2.5 trillion of debt that we're adding on stacking it up, right? At least slow that part down, because the interest cost is 1.2 trillion. Can't we take that 1.2 trillion, use it for some good in this country? Of course we can. And that's the other reason Fed is lowering the rates now, right? They're on a QE bender, quantitative easing, because they're the largest payer of interest, right? I mean, we want rates to go down, of course, because our mortgages will go down, car loans will go down, consumer will, well, we're supposed to benefit from it. But the biggest beneficiary of lower interest rates is the U.S. government, because their debt is out of control, right? Their interest payments are out of control. But DOGE is supposed to fix this. Okay, well, we're going to find out. Talk is cheap, you know. We're going to find out if they're going to be able to, you know, get Washington off this horrible habit of borrowing and spending, because it's just cannot, you know, just can't be sustained. And if we're going to pay the price for it, if I'm not paying the price for it, my kids are going to pay the price for it. Your kids are going to pay the price for it. So, I think I have a good idea for DOGE. Actually, I probably would volunteer for DOGE. You know, DOGE, I think, needs to start with what? Who's the largest employer in the country, you guys think? I mean, Walmart's pretty large. I think they have like 400,000 employees. Costco's pretty, all these companies, you know, they have brick and mortars. They're pretty large employers. But who do you guys think the largest employer of in the country is? It's the government, and they keep hiring. According to the latest data, what is happening in the U.S. government jobs data? Well, U.S. government jobs hit a record 23.5 million people in November, rising for the 43rd consecutive month. DOGE to the rescue. Do we need 23.5 million people to run this country? No. Government jobs have risen by 2 million people over the last 4.5 years, while we can hardly go find a job for ourselves, right, as the average American. In previous economic cycles, such a rapid increase in government jobs has usually occurred before recessions. Okay. So meanwhile, full-time private sector jobs dropped by 1.8 million. So whoever's getting fired by the private sector is getting hired by the government. And why is government employment growing so fast? Well, I don't know. It's a great question. And look at that chart that I put the oval on the right-hand side. Look where we are. And this goes back to 1985 or 1980, actually. This is 1980 on the left side. And U.S. Government job growth, 18-month moving average. Look at that, right? Every time we get up to about 1.8 to 2 million, what happens is that, you know, the gray areas that are highlighted are recessions, right? And now, is this an indicator to follow? Probably not. But the topic of conversation is here: why does the government need 23.5 million people to run this country? We only have 360 million people in this country. That's the counted part. Well, if you look at the oval on the right-hand side, look where we're hitting, right? We're hitting all-time highs. Well, that's where the spending money is going, by the way. So if you do hire all these people, you have to pay these people. And that's part of the money that is going. And supposedly, DOGE is going to pay close attention to this and close some parts of the government, right? Because I certainly don't think we need 23.5 million people to run the country. I'm not saying we don't need the government. Don't get me wrong. Government has its place, okay? There are people who are much less fortunate than I am in this country who need government services. Retirees need government services. Well, I'm going to be retired in like 7-8 years. I'm hoping there is some money left for me to take out, because I sure paid my dues into the system, right? But when the government's on a hiring bender, you know, we need to take a close look at that. And I don't want anybody to lose their job. But if you're just sitting and watching YouTube at your government job all day long, hopefully you're watching me, but I think we have a lot of fat in the government that we can deal with and cut. And if those people are going to be placed in different departments or retrained to do something else, because it's necessary. I mean, I don't think we need that many people in the government to to operate this country.